How much do you really know about the food you eat? Like the rest of us, probably nothing. But what if you started to question? And what if there was a different way, a better way? I'm Kristy Lewis, and for the past 10 years, I've been on a mission to revolutionize food. How? By starting Quinn, a food company. This quest pushed me to learn everything I can about agriculture, farmers, packaged food, this planet, how they connect, and why it all matters. But wait, back up. In the beginning, the idea was to clean up microwave popcorn, this nostalgic classic snack I grew up with. Because when I realized what was actually in it, I was frustrated, and then I was just flat out pissed. We can't settle for this. So I started experimenting and took out all the junk, the known carcinogens, PFCs, PFOAs, plastics, chemicals, that metal patch, and replaced it with paper, compostable paper. And what if we ditched the natural and artificial flavorings in favor of real ingredients? It was just an idea turned prototype, but then I met Dave Vetter. Dave has been our supplier of organic popcorn kernels since day one and was our first and only manufacturer willing to run our new Pure Pop bag on his line.
What we as a family has always looked at as organic is what a lot of people now are calling regenerative organic, with an added emphasis on soil health, animal welfare, and social justice.
Dave's father, Don, forged a new path in agriculture back in the 1950s. Back when ethics, science, and post-World War II collided and went against biodiversity and our ecosystem.
What's so important about the soil is that every one of us depend on our survival on basically a 6-inch layer of a not significant portion of the Earth's crust. And at the rate that we've been degrading them, if we don't begin building them back up, they're not going to survive. Because it is a living organism as well, and we can't expect it to be healthy and thrive if we keep dumping poison on it.
Today, Dave's land is this oasis beaming with life, smack in the middle of the U.S., an organic farm that is pioneering regenerative ag practices. Practices that have a massive impact on our planet and our food.
The bigger picture is environmental, because we reduce water pollution, it reduces air pollution. We increase diversity in the landscape. Wildlife begins to flourish in space where it was not doing well. The other is to be able to produce healthy food, clean food.
I didn't really understand it then, when I first started on this journey, what Dave had been building, all the change he was making. He knew what I was trying to do before I knew what I was trying to do.
For me, part of it is feeling good about what you do with the land and how you manage resources.
Sometimes it's this pure knowing, this instinct that we are doing it all wrong, that there is a better way. The food industry was missing connecting someone to your food.
The ones that are really serious about advancing organic and good food are pretty transparent.
100%. You know, it's almost 10 years later, that's why we're here, is that there was a believer in Quinn.
Anybody that's trying to make something like that work, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. The more I uncovered, the more questions that went unanswered, I realized it wasn't just about reimagining microwave popcorn. It was about reimagining food, what it could be, what it should be, and then knowing as a company, as humans, we could always be and do better. So, how do we take 99% of conventional ag and push it in the right direction? Steve Tucker is doing just that. He's one of a few farmers, just like Dave, who believes in a future that starts from the soil up. Should we be scared?
No.
I'm hiding behind you. Is this our sorghum?
This is your white sorghum.
This is the future.
That's it. This is, you know what this is? Pretzels, right here.
Steve is doing a test trial with 85 acres of sorghum for our pretzels using regenerative practices.
What really makes healthy soil? What does it begin with? It begins with plants. And once you grasp that concept, the whole game changes. So instead of putting all the toxic things and trying to control every dynamic to the farm, now how do I work with it? And how do I feed it so that it can take care of itself?
If this trial works, we will have an ingredient that not only betters our growers, our families, and our planet, but it will show other farmers that they can do it differently, and they can start now. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't need a seal of approval. It's about taking any step in the right direction. It's the challenge to be and do better than you are today.
What I love about working with you is that you're completely transparent. Because this is my biggest beef, is like we need to know like how our ingredients are grown, who's growing it, why, and the whole process behind it.
Well, it's just nice that people have an interest in what we do, because you care enough about your customers and what you do that you want to know where it comes from. You're the first food company to ever be on this place.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
We need to know what they're doing to this.
Right.
And then we need to push back, because it's the only way that the food system
Right.
in ag is really going to change.
Take this in for a second. The choices farmers, food manufacturers, and brands like Quinn make decide the future of our food and planet. We are determining our fate. And as consumers, you are too.
To make this work on any kind of scale for farmers other than just a few of us out here, it's going to take a lot of people being choosy about what to eat, and then supporting those brands that are also supporting that regenerative approach to agriculture and good food.
It's this quest, this vision to build a food company that doesn't stop learning, questioning, doing. And it's not just me. It has become this community of believers around this idea that if we can be and do better, our world will change. That you can actually deliver a better tasting, better for you snack that is a part of life moments, that create special memories, all while doing good. Doing good in agriculture, doing good for our farmers, for my children, their children, your children. And after almost a decade of building Quinn, we are finally able to share in our journey. And the good thing for you is that we're just getting started.